Hey there, green family. Have you ever wondered which crops you can just plant directly in your garden this November, no matter where you live, and still get amazing results? Well, today, I'm about to show you 15 crops that do just that, crops that are surprisingly simple to grow, kind to your wallet, and might even make you wonder why you didn't try them sooner. Before we dive in, if you love easy, budget-friendly gardening tips that actually work, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And hey, comment below if you've ever tried planting directly in November. I'd love to hear your stories and see how your garden is doing. Now, let's jump in because you don't want to miss a single one of these gems. Some of them might just become your new favorite garden staples. Keycap 1 Chicory, Cicorium indibus. Let's kick things off with chicory, a slightly bitter leafy green that's often overlooked but is perfect for direct sowing in November. What makes it special is how tough and adaptable it is. You can plant it straight in your garden, and it will handle cooler weather like a champ, giving you fresh leaves all winter long. Chicory leaves are fantastic in salads or lightly sautéed, and they bring a unique flavor that's both familiar and exciting for your taste buds. Unlike some greens that can be fussy, chicory doesn't demand rich soil or constant attention. Just scatter the seeds, water lightly, and let nature take over. A small tip to get the best harvest: thin the seedlings once they sprout so each plant has room to grow. That way, you'll end up with bigger, fuller leaves that make your winter dishes look and taste amazing. Once you try chicory in your garden, it'll quickly become a favorite. Keycap 2 Tatsoi, Asian spinach. Next up is tatsoi, a little-known leafy green that's a total superstar for November sowing. It's part of the Asian greens family and has these gorgeous, glossy spoon-shaped leaves. The best part? It thrives in cooler weather, grows quickly, and you can sow it straight into your garden without fussing over seedlings. Tatsoi has a mild, slightly sweet flavor that makes it perfect for salads, stir-fries, or even smoothies if you're feeling adventurous. Unlike regular spinach, it keeps producing leaves all season long, so you don't just get one harvest, you get multiple. This makes it perfect for anyone wanting continuous fresh greens without spending hours in the garden. Here's a quick tip. Space the seeds a little so each plant has room to grow, and water lightly to keep the soil moist. Before you know it, your garden will be filled with tender, vibrant greens that might just become your winter favorites. Tatsoi is one of those crops that surprises you, familiar enough to enjoy but unique enough to feel special in your garden. Keycap 3 Winter radicchio. Let's talk about winter radicchio, a slightly bitter leafy veggie that's perfect for November planting. It's a little underappreciated, but once you try it in your garden, you'll see why chefs and gardeners alike love it. Radicchio adds beautiful color to your garden and a unique flavor to your winter salads. This crop is tough and thrives in cooler temperatures, so it's ideal for direct sowing right now. You don't need fancy soil or constant attention, just plant the seeds, water gently, and watch those vibrant red leaves start to grow. Over time, the leaves form tight, beautiful heads that are perfect for fresh eating or lightly grilling. Here's a quick tip. Space the seeds properly so each plant has room to form a firm head. With a little care, winter radicchio can turn a plain winter garden into something truly colorful and delicious. It's one of those veggies that feels special but grows surprisingly easily. Keycap 4 Sea beet. Next on our list is sea beet, the wild ancestor of common beets. It's a little-known gem that's perfect for November sowing because it's tough, resilient, and loves cooler weather. The leaves are tender and slightly salty, making them a flavorful addition to salads, soups, or sautés, while the roots can be harvested like regular beets. Sea beet is incredibly easy to grow straight from seed. You just scatter them into your garden soil, water gently, and watch them thrive with minimal effort. It's a forgiving plant, so even if you're new to gardening, it will reward you with a steady supply of greens and roots throughout the season. Here's a quick tip. Thin the seedlings once they appear so each plant has enough space to grow fully. With minimal care, sea beet becomes a standout in your winter garden, familiar enough to enjoy but unique enough to surprise your taste buds. Keycap 5 Romanesco broccoli. Next up is Romanesco broccoli, one of those crops that looks almost too beautiful to eat. With its intricate, spiral-shaped heads, it's not just visually stunning, it's also surprisingly easy to grow in cooler months. Romanesco has a mild, nutty flavor that's a bit like cauliflower and a bit like broccoli, making it a unique addition to your winter garden. The best part? You can sow it directly in your garden this November, and it will thrive in the cooler weather. It's hardy and low maintenance, so you don't have to worry too much about tricky growing conditions. Just plant the seeds, water lightly, and watch those mesmerizing heads start to form. Pro tip: give each plant enough space to grow its spirals without crowding. With a little patience, you'll have a stunning, crunchy vegetable that will wow anyone who sees or tastes it. Romanesco is one of those uncommon crops that feels special but is surprisingly easy to grow. Keycap 6 Mulli, Japanese daikon radish. Next on our list is mulli, also known as the Japanese daikon radish. It's a long, white root vegetable that's often overlooked in home gardens, but it's perfect for November sowing. Mulli has a crisp texture and a mild, slightly sweet flavor that works beautifully in salads, pickles, or stir-fries. This crop is tough and loves cooler weather, which makes direct sowing in November a breeze. You can scatter the seeds straight into your soil, water lightly, and watch these roots grow with minimal effort. They develop quickly and can handle a little frost, making them ideal for gardeners looking for a reliable winter crop. Quick tip: give each plant enough space so the roots have room to grow long and straight. With just a bit of care, mulli will provide a fresh, crunchy harvest that's both delicious and a little different from the usual radishes, a fun twist for your winter garden. Keycap 7 New Zealand Spinach. Next on our list is New Zealand spinach, a leafy green that's perfect for November sowing. Unlike regular spinach, it thrives in cooler months and has a slightly succulent texture with a mild, refreshing flavor. It's great for salads, stir-fries, or lightly sautéed, and it adds a vibrant green to your winter garden. This crop is super hardy and low maintenance. You can sow the seeds directly into your garden soil, water lightly, and watch it grow. Even if you've never grown New Zealand spinach before, it's forgiving and quick to establish, giving you fresh leaves to harvest in no time. Pro tip: thin the seedlings so each plant has enough space to grow fully. With a little care, New Zealand spinach will provide a continuous supply of tender, flavorful greens throughout the winter. It's one of those crops that feels familiar but adds a unique twist to your garden. Keycap 8 Cabbage Kale Sprouts. Next up is cabbage kale sprouts, a tiny twist on the classic kale that's perfect for direct sowing in November. These little sprouts grow fast, are incredibly hardy, and have a slightly sweet, nutty flavor that's fantastic in salads, stir-fries, or lightly roasted. They're a bit different from the usual kale you see in stores, but once you taste them, you'll see why they're a winter garden favorite. They thrive in cooler weather and can be sown straight into your garden soil. Just scatter the seeds, water lightly, and give them some space to grow. Within a few weeks, you'll start seeing those small, tender leaves appear, ready to harvest continuously throughout the season. Quick tip: thin the seedlings so each plant has room to develop fully. With minimal care, cabbage kale sprouts will provide fresh, vibrant greens all winter long. It's one of those crops that feels familiar, but also adds a unique touch to your garden. Hey Green family, if you're enjoying these unique November crops so far, make sure to smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and keeps me bringing you more easy, budget-friendly gardening tips. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these crops are you most excited to try this season? Drop your answers in the comments below. I read every single one, and it's always awesome seeing your garden plans. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the rest of our list. We've got some really surprising crops coming up that you won't want to miss. Keycap 9 Parsnip. Next on our list is parsnip, a classic root vegetable that's often overlooked but perfect for November sowing. It has a sweet, nutty flavor that deepens when cooked, making it ideal for roasting, soups, or mashes. The best part? It's a hardy winter crop that can handle cold temperatures and even a light frost. Parsnips are super easy to grow straight in your garden. Just sow the seeds directly into loose soil, water gently, and give them a little space to grow. Over time, the roots will develop underground, giving you a tasty and nutritious harvest that feels familiar but has a unique twist compared to other root vegetables. Pro tip: thin the seedlings carefully so each parsnip has enough room to grow long and straight. With a little patience, you'll have a delicious crop that lasts through winter and adds a sweet, earthy flavor to your kitchen, one of those crops that surprises you with how good it really is. Key Cap 10 Cardoon. Next up is cardoon, a unique and slightly exotic-looking plant that's perfect for November sowing. It's closely related to artichokes and has thick, celery-like stalks that are edible and full of flavor. Cardoons aren't very common in home gardens, which makes them a real standout. Your friends and family will be amazed when they see them growing. Cardoons thrive in cooler weather and can be sown directly into your garden soil. It's hardy, low maintenance, and once established, it produces large, flavorful stalks that are perfect for roasting, braising, or adding to soups and stews. It's a crop that rewards patience with a surprisingly delicious harvest. Pro tip: give each plant plenty of space to grow because cardoons can get quite large. With just a bit of care, you'll have a bold, unusual vegetable that adds both flavor and visual interest to your winter garden. One of those crops that feels special yet surprisingly easy to grow. 1 Florence fennel. Next on our list is Florence fennel, a crisp, aromatic vegetable that's perfect for November planting. It has a bulbous base and feathery fronds that add a burst of flavor to salads, soups, and roasted dishes. Even if you've never grown fennel before, it's surprisingly easy and brings a refreshing, slightly sweet taste to your winter meals. Florence fennel loves cooler temperatures and can be sown directly into your garden soil. Just scatter the seeds, water gently, and give them a bit of space to grow. Within a few weeks, you'll start seeing those plump, tender bulbs forming above the soil, ready for harvest. Pro tip: thin the seedlings carefully so each plant has enough room to develop a firm, healthy bulb. With minimal care, Florence fennel provides a flavorful, aromatic crop that feels a little fancy, but is actually very approachable for any winter garden. 2 Rutabaga Sweet. Next on our list is rutabaga, also known as sweet. This root vegetable is a winter superstar, hardy, versatile, and perfect for November sowing. It has a slightly sweet, earthy flavor that's great roasted, mashed, or added to stews, making it a comforting addition to your winter meals. Rutabagas are tough and low maintenance, so you can sow the seeds directly into your garden soil without much fuss. They grow well in cooler temperatures, and with a little space and water, you'll soon see these round, plump roots developing underground. It's one of those crops that feels familiar in flavor but adds a bit of excitement because not everyone grows it at home. Pro tip: thin the seedlings so each plant has room to grow large, healthy roots. With just a bit of care, rutabagas will reward you with a reliable, delicious harvest all winter long. A unique crop that's easy to grow and adds real variety to your garden. 3 Black radish. Next on our list is black radish, a bold and hearty root vegetable that's perfect for November planting. Unlike the typical red radish, it has a dark, rough skin and a crisp, slightly peppery flavor that adds a punch to soups, stews, or roasted dishes. It's a winter crop that feels familiar yet unusual enough to surprise your taste buds. Black radish is hardy and thrives in cooler weather, so you can sow the seeds directly into your garden without much fuss. It grows steadily underground, giving you firm, flavorful roots that are perfect for winter harvesting. Even if you've never grown it before, it's forgiving and low maintenance. Pro tip: thin the seedlings so each root has enough space to develop fully. With minimal care, black radish becomes a reliable, delicious winter crop. One of those vegetables that feels unique but surprisingly easy to grow in your garden. 4 Taro root. Next on our list is taro root, a starchy underground tuber that's perfect for November planting. It has a mild, nutty flavor and a creamy texture when cooked, making it fantastic for soups, stews, or even roasting. Taro is a little different from the usual root vegetables, which makes it a fun and unusual addition to your winter garden. Taro root thrives in cooler soil and can be sown directly into your garden this month. It's hardy and low maintenance, so even beginner gardeners can enjoy a successful harvest. With proper spacing and consistent watering, you'll soon see healthy tubers developing underground. Pro tip: give each tuber plenty of room to grow and be patient. Taro takes a bit longer to mature than some other roots. With minimal effort, you'll have a unique, flavorful crop that adds variety and interest to your winter meals. 5 Turmeric. Finally, we have turmeric, the golden root that's not only flavorful but also packed with health benefits. While it's usually associated with cooking and natural remedies, It's surprisingly easy to grow in cooler climates when planted in November. Its bright orange flesh adds a splash of color to your garden and a punch of flavor to your dishes. Turmeric thrives in well-drained soil and partial sunlight. You can plant the rhizomes directly into your garden, water them lightly, and with patience, they'll start developing underground. It's low maintenance, and the roots can be harvested months later, giving you a long-lasting and rewarding crop. Pro tip: give each rhizome enough space to expand, and keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. With just a little care, turmeric becomes a standout crop, familiar in its flavor and benefits, yet unique enough to impress anyone who sees it growing in your winter garden. And that's a wrap, green family. Those were 15 amazing crops you can direct sow in November, no matter where you live. I hope you found some new favorites to add to your garden this season. Crops that are unique, easy to grow, and budget-friendly. If you tried any of these in your own garden, or if you plan to, drop a comment below and let me know. I love seeing your gardening adventures and hearing what works best for you. And don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. It really helps me bring more tips and tricks straight to you. Finally, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. We've got more gardening hacks, unique crops, and budget-friendly tips coming your way. Thanks for watching, and happy gardening, green family.